shall we three meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be Erie, the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
I come, grey malkin.
Paddock calls.
Anon!
Fair is foul and foul is fair.
Hovers the fog and filled the air.
What bloody man is that, he can report, as seemeth by his plight of the revolt, the new estate.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hearty man fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friends! Say to the king the knowledge of the broil, as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together, and choke their art, the merciless Dunwald. And worthy to be a rebel, the multiplying villainies of nature. Dews swarm upon him from the western isles, of kerns and gallows go is supplied. And fortune on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore, but all too weak. For brave Macbeth well deserved that name, disdained fortune, and with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion, carved out of his passage, till he faced the slave, but never shook hands, nor forbade him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the trops, and fixed his head upon a battlement.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman,
As whence the sun's dim reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunder breaks, so from the spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark. No sooner justice had, that with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord surveyed the vantage, with furbished arms and new supply of men, began a fresh assault.
dismayed not this, our captains Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, and hair of the lion, if I say sooth, I must report that they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubtedly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross. What a haste looks through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak things strange. God save the king!
Whence camest thou, worthy thing?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Valana's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and, to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
That now, Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed, at St. Colm's Inch, $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interests. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine. Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and mounched and mounched and mounched. Give me, quoth I. Around thee which the rum-fed Onion cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou art kind.
And I another.
And I myself had all the other, and the very ports they blow, and all the quarters that they know, I the shipman's card. I'll drain him dry as hay, sleep shall neither night or day, hang upon his penthouse lid, he shall live a man forbid. Weary sev nights 9 times 9. Shall he dwindle, peak and pine, though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed, look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's son, rocked as homeward did he come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come. Weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land.
Thus do go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up. So foul and fair, a day I have not seen.
How far isn't called to fours? What are these? So withered and wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it. Live you, or are you aught that may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once her choppy fingers laying upon her skinny lips. You should be woman, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, here to be king, hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start to seem fear things that do not sound so fair? I, the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed, which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, you greet with presence, grace, and great prediction of noble having and royal hope, that seems wrapped with all. To me you speak not, and if you can look within the seeds of time, and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail,
Hail,
Hail.
lesser than Macbeth, then greater.
not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. All hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By Sinel's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief. No more than to be Cawdor, say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why, upon this blasted heath, you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted, as if breath into the wind. Would they had stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on this insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king,
and Thane of Cawdor. What's it not so?
to the self-same of tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal adventure in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praise do contend, which should be thine or his. Silence with that, and viewing, O air, the rest, O the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks. Nothing I feel what thyself didst make, strange images of death as thick as hail.
Post to post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and pour them down before him.
To give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald three into his sight, not pay.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him, call thee Thane of Cawdor, and which addition hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What can the devil speak true?
Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who is the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or line the rebel, with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's rack, I know not, but treasure's capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not wish for your children to be kings, when those that gave me the Thane of Cawdor were promised no less than them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown. Besides the Thane of Cawdor, but 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us is our harm. And instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us the hornet trifles, to betrays in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told, As happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme, I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs? Against the use of nature, present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that function is smothered, and sunrise, and nothing is but what it is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir?
1, go. New honors come upon him, like our strange garments. Cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten, kind gentlemen. Your pains are registered where every day I turn. The leaf to read them led us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim, having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they have not yet come back, but I have spoke with the one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it. He died as the one that had been studying his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed as twere a careless little trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before, that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hast less deserved that the proportion of my both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne state children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee close to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own!
Oh, my plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seem to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, who we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland.
Huzzah!
Which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine upon all deservers. And hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
I myself will be the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
O worthy Cawdor!
The Prince of Cumberland, that is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears, when it is done to see.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor. By which title, before these weird sisters salted me, and referred me to the coming of time with hell king that salt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thy heart, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear that nature, it is too full o' the milk of human kindness. To catch the nearest way, thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou hollowly, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'dst have great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do. If thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do, then wishes should be undone. Hie thou hither, that I pour my spirits in thy ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impeds thee from the golden round. Which fate, metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal.
The king comes here tonight.
Is not thy master with him? Who, weren't so, would have informed for preparation.
So please you, it is true, our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had this speech of him, who's almost dead from breath, had scarcely more than would make of his message.
He brings great news. That croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan. Under my battlements, come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctions visiting of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast, and take my milk for gal, your murdering ministers, wherever in your slightest substance you wait on nature's mischiefs. Come, thick night, and pall thee in dunnest smoke of hell. That my thee dunnest smoke of hell, that my knee knife see not the wounds it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy corridor, greater than both, by all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant presence, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
Oh, never shall sun now more I see. Your face, my Dane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower. But the serpent under't, he that's coming. must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
Well, speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple haunting Macbeth does approve by his mentionery that the heaven's breath was wooden here, nor bubbly no freeze. Butchers no corn batage, this bird has made a pendant bed and full cradle. Where they most grateful and hot, I've observed that the air is delicate here.
See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God illness for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, in every point twice done, and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesty knows our house. For those of old and the late dignities that keep them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels, and had a purpose, to be his purveyor. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath holpen to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in cons, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand, conduct me with mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue giving our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his decreased success.
That but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come, but in these cases, we'd still have the judgment here. That we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught return to play the inventor, this even-handed justice, commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Beside this Duncan hath borne his faculties, so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels trumpet tongued against that deep damneth of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn baby, striding the blast of or heaven's cherubim horrors upon the slightest couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost slept, for I have left the chamber.
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it up now, to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time, such I amount thy love. Art thou a fear to be the same in thine own acts and valor, as though art is desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem? letting I dare not wait upon, I would, like the poor cat-eye, the adage.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than a man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does make you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it's smiling in my face, have plucked my nipples from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail?
We fail? But screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail, when Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince, that memory, the wanderer of the brain, shall be a fume and receipt of reason, a limberbeck only when in a swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy 2 of his own chamber, and use their very daggers that they haven't done?
Who dares receive the other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I am settled and bend up, each corporal agent to this terrible feat, away and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down, I've not yet heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
Take this later, sir.
Hold, take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword! Who goes there?
A friend.
Once, sir, not yet at rest, the king's abed. He hath been in unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will was the servant of defect, which all that's free shall rot.
All's well. I dreamt last night of 3 weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think of them not, yet when we can entreat time to serve, we would spend it on words upon this business, if you would give the time.
To your kindest leisure.
You know, if you will cleave to my consent, when 'tis, it shall bring you honor.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but I'll keep my bosom franchised and my allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. Delight to you.
The handle toward my hand. Come, let me catch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalledst me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of other senses, or else worth all the rest, I see thee still. And on thy blade in dungeon, gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus mine eyes. Now o'er the 1/2 world, nature seems dead, and the wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch. thus with his steady pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it. Whiles I threat he lives, words to the heat of the deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done, the bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were a porter of hell gate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub. Here's a farmer who hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enough about you. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the devil's name? Faith, here's an equivocator who could swear in both the scales. Either scale who committed treason, enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate, heaven oh. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor. Come hither for our stealing out of French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never act quiet. What are you but this place is too cold for hell? I'll never porter it no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon, I pray for you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend? You went to bed and you lie so late.
Faith, sir, we were still carousing to the second cock. And drink, sir, it is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink specifically provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine lechery. Sir, it provokes and unprovokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator. With lechery, it makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him. Makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep and giving him the lie leaves him.
I believe drink gave Day the lie last night.
That did it, sir, in the very throat of me, but I requited him for his lie. And I think being too strong for him, thought he took up my legs. Sometime yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king's story where we staying?
Not yet.
He did command me to call him timely.
I'll bring you to him. That's one.
I know 'tis a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll mix up both the call, for 'tis is my limited service.
Does the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they are, lamentings heard in the air. The strange screams of death and prophesying, with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events. New hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored in the livelong nights. Some say the cards were feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue no heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made this masterpiece. The most sacrilegious murder have broke oath. The Lord's anointed temple has and stolen thence the life of the building.
What is to say the life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber, destroy your sights with this new gargon. Do not bid me speak. See and speak yourself. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder, treason, bankroll, endowment. Malcolm, awake! Shake off this dulling sleep. Death's counterfeit. Look upon death itself. Up, up, and see the great doom's image. Malcolm, Banquo, as for your grace, risen up, walk like sprites, to colonize this turn. Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet caused to parley the secrets of the house? Speak, speak.
O gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I speak. The repetition in woman's ear would murder as a foe. Oh, Banquo, our royal master's murdered.
Woe, alas, what's in our house?
Too cruel anywhere, dear Doof, I prithee, contradict thyself, and say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time, for from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left the vault to brag of.
What a miss.
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, it seemed, had done. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outran the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature. For ruin's wasteful entrance, there the murders, steeped in the colors of their trade, the daggers, unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love's known? Help me hence ho.
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here? We are afraid, hidden in our alcohol. May rush and seize us, last away. Our tears are not yet buried.
Nor our sorrow, nor our strong sorrow on the foot of motion.
Look to the lady! And when we have our naked frailties hid, that suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work. To know it further, fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all. So all.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet i' the hall together.
Well
Well
contended.
contented.
Well contented. What will you do? Let's not consort with them, to show an unfelt sorrow is in office, which is the false man does easy, all to England.
To Ireland, our separate fortune may give us the both safer. Where we are, there are daggers in men's smiles. The near and bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot has not been lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let's not be dainty of leave-taking. And shift away, there's warrant in that theft, which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
Even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, cowering in her private place, was by a mousing owl, hawked at and killed.
In Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, furious and swift. The minions of the race, to unwail in nature, broke pistols flung out, intending against obedience, as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of my eyes that looked upon it. Here comes the good stuff.
How goes the world, sir, ma'am?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, the day! What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still, thriftless ambition that will rather not. By own life's means, then it's most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and just going to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Care to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardians of their bones.
Will you to scone?
No, cousin, all to Fife.
Well, I would thought.
Well, may you see things well done here. Adieu, lest our old robes fit easier than our new.
Farewell, father. God's good venison go with you, and with those that will make good of bad and friends of foe.
Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Have you not considered? Well then now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he who in times past kept your fortune under, which you thought was our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference. Passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments. Who wrought with them, and to all things else that to a half of soul and a half praised notion say. Okay, I'm gonna start. Who wrought with them, and to all things else I might say, tonight to half a soul and to a notion praised say, thus did Banquo. That's the end of my first paragraph. What wrought with them, and to half a soul and to a notion praised say, thus did Banquo.
You've made it known to us, Your Highness.
Okay. I did so and went further, which is now our second point of meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and his issue?
Trying to live on the lines.
Whose heavy hand have bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever.
We are men, my liege.
I in the catalogue you go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shows, water rugs, and direwolves all are clept by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle. The housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift in which the bounteous nature hath in him clothed. Whereby he receives particular additions from the bill that writes them all alike. And so of men. Now you have a station in the file. Not I, the worst rank of manhood. Say it, and I'll take that business in your bosoms. Whose execution takes your enemy off. Grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health with sickly in his life, in which his death was perfect. Both of you know that Banquo is your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. At a bloody distance, of which every minute of his being thrusts nearest against my nearest of life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight, and bide my will about you. Yet I must not, for certain friends who are both his and mine, whose love I will not drop. Wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is to your assistance that I do make love. Masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
Okay.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
though our lives.
Your spirits shine through you within this hour at most. I will advise you where to plant yourself. Acquaint yourself with the perfect spy of the time. The moment on it, for it must be done tonight, for something from the palace. And with him to leave no rubs or botches in the work. And Fleance, his son who keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's. Must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight. If it find heaven, it must find it out tonight.
Is Banquet gone from court?
Ay, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Not how it all spits. Where all desire is go without content, 'tis safer to be that which was destroyed, to be destructure, do well, and doubtful joy. How now, my lord? How do you keep alone, or sorrows faints? Your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died. Should we without regard what's done is done.
Scrap that one. We have scorched the snake, not killed it yet. She'll close be herself, while our poor Malice remains in danger from her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoin, both the world suffer. Ere we will eat our meal in fear, and sleep in the affection of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better to be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than to be the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful forever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor prison, malice domestic, foreign leaving, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord, sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so, I pray to be you, let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue, unsafe the while that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, and make your face vizards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his Fleance lives.
But and then nature's copy not eternal.
There's comfort yet, they're assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to the black Hecate's summons the shard-born beetle, with his drowsy hums, hath rung night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's there to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou apply the deed. Come, stealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with the bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear their to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to thou rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, whilst night's black agents and their prey do rose. Thou marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So pray, come, go with me.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth. He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do with them to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lated traveler apace to gain the timely inn, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark! I hear horses!
Give us a light there, though.
One.
Then 'tis he. The rest are within the note of expectation. Already I at the court.
His horses go about.
I miss a mile, but it is usually, like all men do, from hence to the palace, make it their walk.
One.
A light! A light!
Then 'tis he.
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, good Fleance, fly, fly, fly! Thou mayst revenge, O slave!
For sound. Bed is hardly shown. Across the floor, life they stole. Oh, how cold. Play, we forfeit.
You did strike out the light. Was not the way. There's but one down. The sun has fled.
We have lost best half of our fare.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society as we play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state and joins us best time.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for in my heart speaks they are welcome.
See they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit the midst. Be large in mirth. Anon will drink a measure, the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee with... Sorry. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet it's good that he did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art non-parallel.
Most royal, sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had been perfect.
It's okay, after...
Thee with bashed?
My lord, his throat is cut that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-parallel.
Most royal, sir, Fleance escaped.
There comes my fit again. Had I been perfect, as sound as marble, as founded as the rock, as general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, confined, cased in by saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe?
Ay, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gaches on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the serpent lies, the worm that's fled, hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present, get thee gone. Tomorrow we hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold, that is not often vouched. While 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed we're best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our banquet present, who I may rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
There is a seat reserved for you, my good lord.
Where?
Right here, my good lord. What is that? What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What sights, my lord?
Thou canst not say that I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you keep seat, the fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion, feed and regard him not.
Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger, which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become. A woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandma. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you but on a stool.
See there, behold, look, lo, how say you? Why, what care I if thou canst not speak too? If charnel horses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
What quite a man in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fee for shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now. In the golden time, ere human stirred, purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed. Too terrible for the ear, these times have been, that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there was an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murderers on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those who know me. Come, love and health to all, then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all. Avaunt and quit my sight, let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost wear with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of customs, 'tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of time.
What man dare I dare? Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hygrian tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again. And dare me to the desert with thy sword. If I trembling I inhibit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence. Why, so being gone, I'm a man again. Pray you sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting, with most admired disorder.
Can such things be and overcome us like a summer cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine are blanched with fear.
Speak not, he grows worse and worse. Questions enrage him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night and better health attend his majesty.
Kind good, night to all.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, wait, can we do that again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good night and better health attend His Majesty.
A kind good night to all.
Why, how now, Hecate? You look angrily.
Have I not reasoned, Beldams? As you are saucy and overbold, how did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part or show the glory of our art? And which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you.
But make amends now. Get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron, meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spend up to a dismal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon upon the corner of the moon. There hangs a vaporous drip profound.
I'll catch it ere come and hear it come to ground, and that distilled by magic sights shall rise such artificial sprites, and by the strength of their illusion shall draw him in on his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes above wisdom, grace, and fear. And you know security is moral's chiefest enemy.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
Me former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret further. Only I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth merry, but was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fed. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought on how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donablain to kill their gracious father? Damned fact, how did it grieve Macbeth? Did he not straight in pious range of the two delinquent tear? What were the slave of drink and thralls of sleep? What was not that nobly done? Ay, and wisely too. For 'twill have angered my heart alive to hear the men deny, so that I say he has borne all things well. And I do think that he, Duncan's sons, under his key, as an't please heaven, he shall not. They shall find what 'twere kill a father, so should Fleance. But peace, far from broad words, and 'cause he failed his presence at the triumph feast. Here Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The tyrant holds the dual birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace, that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray with the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike seaward, that by the help of these we may again give to our tables meat, sheep to our knights, free from our feasts and banquets, bloody knives. Do faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Said he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute, "Sir, not I!" the cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums As who should say, you rule the time that clogs me with this answer.
And will that might advise him to a caution to hold what disgrace his wisdom can provide, some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message cor he come, that swift blessing may soon return to our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers to him.
Thrice the blinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw. Toad, and under the cold stone, days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom, sleeping got, boils thou first, I the churmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fenny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting. Lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Yellow dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw, and gulf. Of the rain, sea salt shark, root of the hemlock in the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew, and gall of goat, and slips of yew. Slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk in Tartar's lips. Finger of the birth-staggled babe, ditch delivered by the drab. Make the gruel thick in slab, add Theodo to a tiger's cauldron, for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
We'll cool the mixture with baboon blood. After that, the charm is finished.
Oh, well done. I commend you, Payne, and everyone shall share in the games. And now about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanted all that you put in. Oh, is that it?
Cut.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by which day you profess. However you should come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight, against the churches, through the yeasty waves, confound and swallow navigation up. Through bladed corn be lodged in trees blown down. Through castles topple on their warders' heads. Through palaces and pyramids do slope. Through their heads to their foundations. Through the treasure of nature's Germans tumble all together. Even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer.
Say, if the hadst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her ninth pharaoh. Grease the sweatin' from her murders. Gibbet throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, thy unknown power.
He knows my thoughts. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss be enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks. For thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth. Had I 3 ears, I'd hear 3.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn. The power of man, for none of woman born, shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What I need, I fear of thee. But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-heeled fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder.
What is this? This rises the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of his sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to.
Be lion melted, proud, and take no care of who chafes and who frets and who the conspirators are. Macbeth shall never be vanquished until the great burning wood to Dunsire Hill shall come against him.
Seek to know no more. Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like a shadow, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down, thy crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first. A third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth? Starred eyes. What, will the line stretch out on the crack of doom? Another yet, a seventh. I'll see no more. And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass, and which shows me many more. And some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight. Now I see 'tis true. For the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me, and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Ay, sir, all this so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his spirits, and show the best of our delights. All charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in, without there.
What's your grace, Will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and demand all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Ay, my good lord.
Time thou anticipates my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is o'ertook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge the sword, his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom, to leave his wife, to leave his babies, his mansion, and his titles from a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch for the poor wren. The most diminutive of birds will fight when her young ones in her nest, all against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom that runs against all reason.
My dearest cuz, I pray you school yourself before your husband. He is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors, and do not know ourselves when we hold rumor. From what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea. Each way and none, I take my leave of you, shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before, my pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Father he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much in full. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
I submerge you, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou'st never feared the net nor the line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds they are not. Set forward, my father is not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father? Nay, how will you do for a husband? Why? I can buy me 20 at any market. Then you buy and sell them again? Thou speak with all thy wit, and yet I have faith, with enough wit for thee. Was my father a traitor, mother? Ah, yeah, that he was. What is a traitor? Why, one that swears and lies. So all be traitors that do so? Every one that does so is a traitor and must be hanged. And they be all hang and swear and lie? Yes, every single one. And who hangs them? Why, the honest men. Then the liars and swear are fools, and they are liars and swears now to be the honest man and hang them up. Now God help thee, poor monkey, but how wilt thou do for a father? If you were dead, you would weep. If you wouldn't, it would be a good sign that quicker or sooner I will have a new father. Poor prattler, how thou talkst.
Bless you, fair man. I'm not you known, but in your state of honor, I'm perfect. I doubt there's some danger approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found tonight. Hence with your little ones to frighten you thus methinks. I'm too savage to do worse to you where fell cruelty, which is tonight your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I realize now I'm in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable, and to do good is dangerous. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense? To say I've done no harm. What are these faces? Where's your husband? I hope in no place so unsanctified as such though I might find him.
He's a traitor!
The light-shade-haired villain.
What did you say, you egg?
He has killed me, mother! Run! I pray you! Mother! Mother!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men, best ride our downfall and birthday. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like syllable of Dole.
Believe I'll wail, what no believe, and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you have spoken may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well, he hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of me through him, and wisdom to offer up a poor, weak, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts, why in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave-taking? I pray you, let not my jealousies be thy dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country, great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee, wear thou thy wrongs. The title is of theory. Fare thee well, Lord. I will not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended, I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it did before, more suffer, and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that, when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there is no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire. All continent impediments would overbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It had been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings, but fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold, the time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough, there cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affections such a staunchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer seeming lust, and it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear, Scotland has foisons to fill up your will, of your mere own. All these are portable, with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces is justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of Concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
O Scotland, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant, bloodied separate, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that is the truest issue of thy throne, by his own interdiction stands accursed. And does blasphemy his breed? Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evil thou repeatest upon themselves have banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hopes ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me. For even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I have laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, will not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old Seaward, with 10,000 warlike men already at a point, was setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
While more anon comes the king forth, I pray you. Aye, sir, there are a crew of wretched souls, that stay his cure, their malady convinces. The great essay of art, but at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hands. They presently amend. I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil, a most miraculous work in this good king, which often since my here remain in England I have seen him do. How he solicits heaven, himself best knows, but strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery, he cures, hanging a golden stamp about their necks, put on with holy prayers, and 'tis spoken to the succeeding royalty he leaves the healing benediction. With this strange virtue he hath a heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak him full of grace.
See who comes here.
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, betimes removes the means that makes us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother but our grave, where nothing, but who knows nothing, is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy, the dead man's knell. Is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ire they sicken.
O relations, too nice yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker, each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant had not battered at their peace yet?
No, they were all well at peace when I did leave them.
Do not be a niggard of your speech, how dost?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to believe witness the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now Now is the time of help, your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight, to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seaward and 10,000 men, an older and better soldier none than Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would not be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it a figure due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let none of your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered, to relate the manner whereon the quarry of these murdered deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven, what man, ne'er pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words, the grief that does not speak whispers o'er the fraught heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too?
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, hellkite! All? What? All my pretty chickens in their damn
Dispute it like a
one
man.
fell swoop? I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I could not but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven, rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes, and braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland into myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights to watch with you and can sense no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. All of this while in the most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of walking. In this slumbery agitation, what, at any time, have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Oh, you, here she comes, this her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She is light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
But you see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense are shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have seen her continue this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's the spot! Hark! She speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say. 1, 2, why then 'tis time to do. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord. Fie! A soldier and a feared. What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet he would not the old man have had so much blood in him.
Do you mark that?
Yes. The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that.
My lord, no more of that. You mar all with strengthening.
Go to, go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. I am sure of it. Heaven knows what she has known. Here's the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this hand. Oh, oh, oh.
What a sigh is there! The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well, well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet, I have known those who have walked in their sleep and died hollowly in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. Yet again I tell you, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out one's grave.
Even so.
To bed, to bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, come, come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed.
Go to bed now.
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. Mirror, she needs then the divine, then the physician. God, God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and will keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good sir.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenges burn in them for their dear causes. Would to the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man. Near Burnham Wood, shall we well meet them the way they are coming?
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
Let's go.
For certain he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seward's son, and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others, that less hate him, do say he's valiant fury. But, for certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts, upbraid his faith breach. Those commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Go.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on. To give obedience 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine 'tis of the sickly weal. And with him pour we in our country's purge, each drop of us. Or so much as it needs, to water the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make us our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly, all. Till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by, and the heart I bear, shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. Where got'st thou that goose look?
There's 10,000.
Geese, villain?
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldier's patch? Death of thy soul, those linen cheeks of thine, are counselors to fear. What soldiers weigh face?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan, I am sick at heart when I behold. Satan, I say, this push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. I've lived long enough. My way of life is fallen into the sear, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead curses, not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan,
Is your gracious pleasure?
what news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses, scur the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind disease, pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of the perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs, I'll none of it. Come, put mine armor on. Give me my staff. Satan. Send out. Doctor, the things fly from me. And purge it. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pulled off, I say. What rhubarb senna, or what purgative drug would scour the English hence? Hear'st thou of them?
My good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
I will not be afraid of death. Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death in vain, till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane, away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bow and bears before him, thereby shall we shadow.
It shall be done.
We learn no other, but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope, from where there is advantage to be given. Both more and less have given him the revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate towards which advance the war.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come, our castle's strength. We'll laugh a siege to scorn, here let them lie, till famine and the ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours? We might have met them therefore, beard to beard, and beat them backward home.
Ah!
What is that noise?
The cry of women, my lord.
I almost have forgotten the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled. To hear a night shriek and the fell of hair would be at a dismal treatise rose and stirred. As life were in, I had supped full with horrors. Direness, familiar to my slaughter's thoughts, cannot once start me.
Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools. The way to dusty death Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player, that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale, told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comes to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say is so, but not know how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand and watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon, methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath, if it not be true. Within the 3 mile may you see it coming. I say, moving road.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive, till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou doth for me as much. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt this advocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham would come to the same. And now a would come toward the same, arm, and out. If this which he avouches does appear, there is nor flying hence nor tearing here. I gin to be awary of the sun, and wish to state, oh, this world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell, blow wind, come whack, at least we'll die with hardness on our back.
Now near enough, your levee screens throw down, and show like those you are. You worthy uncle shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well, do we, but find the tyrant's power tonight. Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What he that was not born of woman, such a one am I to fear or not.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
Know though thou call itself a harder name than any is in hell.
My name is Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest upward, tyrant, with my sword. I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
But swords I smile at, weapons laugh at scorn, brandished by man that of a woman's born.
3, 2, 1.
That way, the noise. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou be slain with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their slaves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an embattered edge. I sleep again unneeded. There thou shouldst be. By this great clatter, one of the greatest notes seems brooded. Let me find him. Fortune and more I beg not.
That way the noise is tyrant. Show thy face. If thou beest slain and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns, whose arms or else my own.
This way, my lord! The castle's gentle ren red. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble things do bravely in the war. The day almost itself
profess is yours, and little is to do.
That strikes beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath crowned my better part of man. And be these juggling friends no more believed, the platter with us in double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear, and break it our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our own rare monsters are painted upon a pole.
Nigga, this hurt. Yeah.
Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling friends no more believed, the platter with us in double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear, and keep it our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield, thee coward, and live to be the show of the gaze of time. We'll have thee as our rare monsters are, painted upon a pole and underwit. Here may you see the tyrants.
To kiss the ground before I will not yield. To kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Through Burman wood become to Dunisane, and thou opposed being no woman born. Yet I'll try the last before my body. I'll throw my warlike shield, lay on Macduff, and damned be him and his first cries, hold enough.
I would the friends we miss were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet by these I see so great a day as this.
Oh, okay, stab.
confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and, to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
That now, Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed, at St. Colm's Inch, $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interests, go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Began a dismal conflict, and his flout the sky. God save the king.
Stop laughing!
You're so close.
Whence can...
What I... sorry, let's just happen.
When?
What I... sorry.
When you were walking. As seemeth by his plight, the revolt of... Wait, no. What bloody man is that? He can report.
It's a temporary
knocking off stage.
Damn! Cut.
The name of Beelzebub. He, what? That's it.
In the name of Beelzebub.
Ocean. The wrong line.
It's dead, yeah. It's not going back up.
But I request.
The labor we delight. Something from.
Something.
Okay.
We're fate.
Argument for ours.
What should be spoken here? We're fate, hidden in an arguer hole.
Look to the lady. Fate!
Is it night's predominance or the day's shadow? That darkness.
They were sworn. Malcolm and Tom.
Driftless ambition will wrap up. Our own lives means then it's most like this. No. 3 score and 10, I can remember well. Within the. Oh my god.